Welcome to another edition of The Blitz. It's presented by First Federal Savings of Lorraine. In for the vacationing Rocco Nucci, I'm Rob Polinsky with WEOL Sports. Thanks to Kristen Bauer from the Chronicle Telegram for once again coming over to film The Blitz. Today we are week 5, which is halfway through the regular season of the 2023 campaign. Let's look back to week 4 as we also get ready for a halfway point of this season. We'll start off with a game that we had on WEOL last Friday night. It was on AM 930 and FM 100.3. Also download our app. You can listen to it on stream number 1. It was a game in the LC8 where Columbia remains undefeated. The Raiders at 4-0. They bested Firelands 21-7. Firelands drops to 1-3 overall, 0-1 in league play. In that game, Marco Sirigliano with a huge second half. He broke open a 7-7 halftime tie by scoring 2 second-half touchdowns, 34 carries, 210 yards for Sirigliano. With all that offense for Sirigliano, believe it or not, that wasn't the play of the game. It was Isaac Syriac of the Raiders, as he had a big defensive play at the end of the half. It kept the score tied at 7. Firelands looked like they were going in for a go-ahead touchdown, and Syriac came out of nowhere, ran down the Firelands ball carrier, knocked the ball loose. It was a touchback, and that kept the game tied at 7, and then the Raiders got 14 consecutive points in the second half to win it 21-7. So with that game, Columbia is now 4-0. Firelands is 1-3. This week, Columbia travels to Keystone. We'll have that one on WEOL.com stream 2, where Firelands will host Black River, who comes in at 3-1. Last week on stream number 2, it was Amherst beating Midview by a score of 17-7. Amherst is now 3-1. Midview drops to 2-2. Landon Fellenstein with a 70-yard interception return for a touchdown opened up the scoring for the Comets. And then Norris to Solak for a fourth-quarter touchdown, a 16-yard touchdown. That gave Amherst their 17-7 advantage after the game was 10-7. This week, Amherst at 3-1, they're going to host Berea Mid-Park, while Midview at 2-2, they will host Avon Lake as both teams stay in SWC play. Our Medina County matchup game last week on Stream 3 had the Black River Pirates besting the Wellington Dukes by a score of 29-12. Black River is now 3-1. Wellington still looking for their first win this season. Black River led 14-0, only to see their rivals from Wellington come back to cut it to 14-12. It remained that way after 3 quarters, but Black River had a big fourth quarter. They outscored Wellington 15-0 in the fourth quarter to win it 29-12. It was Cooper McKean sealing the victory for the Pirates with a 30-yard interception return. This week, Black River is at Firelands, while Wellington will host the 3-1 Brookside Cardinals. Elsewhere, Chase Ferris gets win number 1 as head coach of the Elyria Catholic Panthers, as his Panthers defeated Holy Name by a score of 42-17. Panther quarterback Hector Garcia threw for 3 touchdowns and over 300 yards. 2 defensive scores helped the Panther cause. This week, it'll be an interesting game for EC, as their alumni and fans will remember they face former head coach of the Panthers, Mike Polvasic, who is now the head coach of the Lakewood Rangers. It's EC at Lakewood this week. Clearview defeated Keystone, shutting out the Wildcats 26-0. Quarterback Cy Christensen, an outstanding game, very efficient. He was 17 out of 21 for 203 yards. Elsewhere, Avon was all over Elyria 42-6, and North Ridgeville, maybe the game of the night. They defeated Olmsted Falls 10-3, and that sets up Avon at North Ridgeville this week. Both teams come in with perfect records of 4-0. The Lorraine Titans, congratulations to Damian Creel's team. They're off to a great start. They're 3-1. They defeated Akron Firestone 41-0. This week, they're going to host the Rebels of Willoughby South. Vermilion, another team at 3-1. They beat South Central a week ago 55-0. This week they host Sandusky, and it's the first time that this game has been relevant since both teams were in the old Erie Shore Conference days when you had Ralph Mayer's Sailors going up against Larry Cook's Blue Streaks. On WEOL this week on the radio, on AM 930 and FM 100.3 and on Stream 1, Elyria looking for their first win of the year is at Olmsted Falls. Ron Yance, Tom Evans, Craig Couch with the call. Kick will be at 7, pregame at 6:30, and our football forecast show gets underway at 5:30 p.m. this Friday. Over on Stream 2, I'll be at Keystone with Gary Pelber as the Keystone Wildcats look to give Columbia their first loss. And on Stream 3, the Medina County matchup this week will be Brunswick looking for win number 1 at Medina, who's 2-2. Chad Meyer, Dave Gradzinski have the call on WEOL.com, Stream number 3. To get all the scores, you can listen to the Saturday morning Nick Abraham Automall Saturday morning wrap-up show. That's this Saturday morning. It's from 9 to 11. It'll be Jared Kozar, Ron Yantz broadcasting live from the Elyria Apple Festival in downtown Elyria on the Square. Thank you for watching another edition of this Blitz. It's presented by First Federal Savings of Lorraine. Thanks to Kristen Bauer of the Chronicle Telegram. And again, filling in for Rocco Nushi, I'm Rob Polinsky for WEOL Sports.